Incessant rains mean construction comes to a virtual standstill. That can't be good news for cement companies as the end user holds back on purchase. That in turn starts reflecting in the price, which has been falling for the last 6 months in a row on a pan-India basis. So have the clear skies provided some clarity on demand and therefore prices? Or has the smog across various cities in India blurred the horizon yet again? Joining us now to talk about all of this is Vice Chairman and Managing Director of India Cements, Mr. N Srinivasan. Mr. Srinivasan, good having you. Thanks much for taking the time out and speaking to us. I remember a conversation with you a few months back, maybe it was in late 2018, when you had mentioned that you don't know what's the reason, but companies and plants are just gobbling up cement. My question is, what's the scenario as you see it right now for maybe the last 2-3 months gone by and the next few months coming ahead?
Actually, in cement, you must look at India's 4 or 5 Indias. South India is different from Western India, different from North, Central, and East. Now, as it appears now, the situation in the West, North, and Central India, the demand is good, capacity utilization is high. Where the East is concerned, the rate of growth of demand has slowed, but is expected to pick up. As far as the South is concerned, there has been a capacity overhang. But still, the last year, the capacity utilization was about 79 or close to 80%. This year, first quarter was good. It is the second quarter, post the election, that when some policy decisions, particularly if you take Andhra, Telangana, in Andhra, all construction literally came to a halt. One, because of a lack of sand. Second, because the government said that we will re-examine all projects. As a result of which, all project construction where the government is involved, the dams, etc., came to a halt. So I think that has to revive. That period has to pass, and the demand will grow again. That is the difference. You see, the difference is primarily led by Andhra Telangana slowdown, of which Andhra is larger. As far as Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are concerned, they have been reasonable. I mean, they really had any major glitches. The demand, for example, in Andhra and Telangana put together was about 31 lakh tons per month. That dropped to 14-15 lakh tons. So that was something that could not be easily absorbed by the industry. That put a lot of pressure, but I think that going forward from the next quarter, I think that will also ease.
Mr. Srinivasan, since you mentioned Andhra Pradesh, I just want to follow up on that. So what is the situation right now in terms of demand revival? When do you see that happening? And then what happens to the region as a whole in terms of the excess capacity that's there? Demand likely to look lackluster for this period, at least for the upcoming year, or do you see a material change there?
See, we must look at it quarter-wise. This third quarter, Q3, is generally a weak quarter in the south. So therefore, the demand picks up January onwards, so which is what we are looking forward to also. But as far as Andhra is concerned, see, there are two types of, one is the private sector house building demand, which is, I think, continuing. It is the huge infrastructure demand that was there because of the dam projects, housing for weaker sections, and a whole host of things that the government was involved in, which spurred demand for cement. That has slowed down. So we have to wait for that to pick up. I think the government has to get over whatever inquiries that they are doing, etc. So we are hoping that it is not the intention of government to slow down. The government wants to get on with it, but they have some issues, political issues, which we hope that they sort out, and in which case demand will pick up from next quarter on.
Till then, pricing will continue to remain under stress?
Pricing generally is always under stress in this third quarter. Not stress, a little bit. I expect that next quarter onwards, the pricing will not be a problem.
Okay. So, sir, if I see the pricing scenario from I believe in the month of March, cement prices on average were 385. They're down to 305. May not be a right comparison because a number of factors have played out. But is there an extent of uptick that you believe could go up to when you're saying that prices could be normal?
See, if you look at the south as a whole, in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, prices have not, there not been much change. Prices have held.
Okay.
Karnataka almost, it is only Andhra, Telangana that the prices have dropped because of the sudden drop of demand. Maharashtra a little bit, I think Maharashtra prices are likely to recover. Rest of India, if you take west, north and central India, prices are very stable. East, there has been a slight drop. So if you look at India as a whole and take 5 Indias, then I think some parts of South India, some parts of East India have been affected.
Mara, just two-part question. One, what is the current state of pricing in the state of Tamil Nadu, if you can tell us? And two, there is a lot of maybe unwarranted, not fear really, but unwarranted talk about how Maharashtra in the last 5 years was amongst the top states in infra spend. With the change in government, would that change dramatically? What are your thoughts here?
No, Maharashtra demand is quite good. Actually, even now the demand is very good. The infra demand is central oriented also. Center oriented, not just the state. So I think Maharashtra today, the question is maybe pricing could be better, which I expect it to be better from this month or next month onwards. But the demand in Maharashtra is good.
Mr. Srinivasan, in light of what we've just spoken about various states and what's happening in terms of demand, how do you think mills, in terms of capacity additions, will stack up? I mean, we are seeing mills continue to add capacity over the next 6 months, or that will take a little bit of a backseat?
See, India today has almost 370 to 400 million tons of capacity. Only China with 2.6 billion tons of capacity is above us. Below us is America with 70 million tons. So we are a large cement producer. A few million tons here and there, a capacity addition is not going to make any difference. In 2008, 2009, the capacity was about 175 million tons. It suddenly went up to 350 million tons. That is where the pressure started. But now you can't expect this the 370, 380 to go to 600. No. You must also understand that most of the limestone is in the south. About 25% of India's limestone is in the old Andhra Pradesh, that Andhra, Telangana put together. So as the India needs to get built up, we need much more cement consumption than the 350 million now presently. In which case, cement has a lot of it has to be produced in the south and has to be moved to the other receiving states. That is a big logistic problem which also has to be solved in due course.
So just to add to that point, what is the freight cost situation now when you're talking about transport and logistics? Does that continue to see pressure? And since you mentioned limestone availability in the south, we have been seeing some amount of scarcity. Does that situation change anytime soon, or you don't see that as a big challenge?
See, one has to be specific. Limestone is mostly spoken for in Tamil Nadu. There is still limestone available in Karnataka. Andhra, Telangana is where the substantial limestone is available. Maharashtra, even Gujarat is importing some limestone now. Rajasthan has limestone. Chhattisgarh has limestone. Central India. The east has no limestone. And so the north doesn't have much limestone. So there are only 7 states in India where you can have enough limestone. But don't get me wrong. On the whole, for India's needs, India has limestone. It's only that it is in certain pockets.
You are not too worried about this scarce. Is there a scarcity in the southern region? First, let me ask you that. And are you worried about that?
I'm not worried about, for example, take us. If cement is still the building material, 100 years from now, we'll be producing cement. I have that much limestone. See, many companies have got enough substantial limestone reserves. It is only in some pockets. And also the challenges thrown up by the new MMDR Act, where you go to auction, etc. So that may cause some difficulty in some places, but otherwise, for the near future, I'm not worried about limestone in the south.
And the second part of my question, the logistical costs?
The freight, earlier on, we had a situation where you had telescopic freight, that the longer distances, the freight kept going down. That is not there now, but I think some such system has to come in order to enable transportation of cement from the south to other receiving centers.
Okay, Mr. Srinivasan, since you brought up India Cements, just one or two questions on that. One, I requested you to tell me about what's the kind of pricing that you're enjoying right now in the state of Tamil Nadu, where you said the prices haven't fallen. Any inkling there?
Yeah, but prices in, for example, Chennai prices would be about 380 rupees, not much. In other southern parts of Tamil Nadu, it will be 390, closer to 400. It's a pretty decent price.
And one, amongst other things, Mr. Srinivasan, that come up in terms of, if at all, concerns, is one concern around the debt situation in a lot of cement companies, including yours, and the fact that if you're looking to expand capacities, say in the state of Madhya Pradesh, for example, it will only add on to debt. Any thoughts on that, and any thoughts about capacity expansion at your end itself?
See, you take India Cement, since you asked specifically. We had 2,700 crores of term debt, which has come down to 2,500. We have, in the first half, repaid close to 200 crores of term debt, that is secured debt. Our debt may have gone up because of working capital fluctuations. But as far as term debt is concerned, we are continuously paying it down in line with whatever repayment schedules that we have. As far as the expansion in the north is concerned, I have always said that our first we will acquire all the land that is required, which is what we are doing. After that, we will take a look around to see how the demand supply position is, how the prices are, and then take the next step as far as ordering equipment for the plant.
All right, Mr. Srinivasan, great chatting with you this morning, sir. Thanks very much for talking to us.